Junaid Mattu is spokesperson of the National Conference. Rashni Kher is founder member of Roots in Kashmir. Nalin Kohli, spokesperson of the BJP. And my first question goes to Colonel RSN Singh, former senior RAW officer. Mr. RSN Singh, Omar Abudllah says it's sensational of the media to talk about the ISIS, flag issue. It's not an issue at all. I think it's sensational that the chief minister is so completely ignorant that he doesn't think about the problems of the radicalization of the youth in his own state.
Honorable Chief Minister, I think he knows very well that this is the third incident which has taken place in 5 months.
That's true.
And it's not something new. And this comes in the wake of floods, those devastating floods. Even when Kashmir is recovering from those floods, you see this kind of a radicalization. That should make the Chief Minister a very, very worried man. And then this has happened after Friday prayers. He should investigate what transpired during those prayers. And then the Chief Minister should also, I'm sure he must be aware, that Kashmir forms part of the map released by Baghdadi of the Islamic Caliphate. And he should also be aware that ISIS is not, its basic philosophy is not pan-Islamism but pan-Sunnism. So to that extent, it is the most radical sectarian organization. And therefore, whatever happens with regard to ISIS in the country will have reverberations here in India, and it's already some incidents have taken place in Lucknow.
The problem with Omar Abudllah is that the only people he can question is the Indian army, who did sterling work after the floods, but he lacks the guts to take on a bunch of what he calls stupid youth. Why doesn't he parade those youth, catch them? Junaid, why does he not lack the guts? The so-called stupid youth, who he calls with the ISIS flag, were reportedly seen also waving an Al-Qaeda banner. There were others who waved an Al-Qaeda banner on the 29th of July 2014, protesting against Israeli airstrikes in Gaza. I just want to know from you, how is your Chief Minister dismissing radicalization of the youth so easily? How does he manage to do that?
Mr. Goswami, this ISIS flag incident has happened thrice in the past. On all 3 occasions,
which is why it's more worrying.
Cognizance has been taken, cases have been registered.
What do you mean cognizance?
Even the tailor who had...
Don't give me legal language.
Cases, arrests were made, FIRs were registered, cognizance was taken, arrests were made, youth were identified, even the tailor who stitched the flag was identified. The Chief Minister is not for a moment making a point that the media should not highlight this issue. The media is most welcome to highlight this issue. The Chief Minister
No, of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he is. He says, of course he is. No, I'm sorry. He says, unfortunately, some TV channels tried to sensationalize the issue and even drag me into it. Junaid, the fact is, he tried to...
Arnab, let me finish.
No, I mean, there's a pattern to anti-national behavior from Omar Abudullah.
Please let me finish.
A pattern to anti-national behavior from Omar Abudullah.
Please let me finish. Arnab, let me finish. Let's have a civil discussion on this. Please let me finish. On all 3 occasions, arrests were made and cases were registered and youth were identified. Omar Abudullah, the Honorable Chief Minister, is not for a moment saying that this is not worrisome. The only point he is making...
He has dismissed it. Now, come on, don't try and change the line here. He has dismissed it. He has dismissed it.
No.
He says there is no ISIS group operating in Jammu and Kashmir.
The portrayal of this issue, the issue of the flag raising does not in any way indicate that the ISIS as an organizational has any inroads.
So what do you want? You want a beheading to happen to wake up to the reality that some people are trying to get radicalized in the state? Are you not aware of that? How is it sensational? No, Junaid, just 1 minute. Junaid, just hold it 1 minute. The fact is, Indian youth have been... 1 second, Junaid, just a minute. Hear the other side. Indian youth have been recruited by the ISIS in the past. And the growing visibility of these elements, people who swear by the ISIS or stand atop a mosque holding ISIS flag in vulnerable areas of the country, cannot be dismissed as sensationalism. I am shocked the Chief Minister of a state dismisses this
He
as
has not- no, no, no,
sensationalism.
Arnab,
How is it
Arnab,
sensationalism?
Arnab, now
How is
I
it
heard you out.
sensationalism when the
I
growing
heard you out,
visibility
please.
of ISIS
Let
in
me
Jammu
answer.
and
I heard you
Kashmir
out. I
comes
heard
right
you out.
after
Let me
there
make-
have been
let me make
multiple
my point.
recruitment videos of the ISIS
It is-
calling for Indians to be part of that terror system and
Arnab,
attempting to
let
divide
me
the
make
unity
my
of
point.
India on the basis of religion? I don't know how you can be
Please
dismissive
let
about
me
it.
make my point. Please let me make
No,
my
you
point.
are, your chief minister is
Let me make
dismissive
my.
and you're
You're asking
justifying.
questions, but you're not allowing me to answer. You are not. You're not allowing me
You
to
are
answer.
unwilling
Arnab.
to
Please
acknowledge.
hear me out.
You are
Kindly hear
unwilling
me
to
out. Give me a
acknowledge the
minute.
seriousness of the matter.
You are. You don't know that because you haven't heard me out. Please
I've
hear
been
me out
hearing
for
you. You've
1
said
minute,
nothing
60
new.
seconds. Please hear me out, and then I'll take all. No, you have not. You have a habit of interrupting.
No, no,
Please
don't
hear
tell
me
me
out for
about.
60
I am
seconds.
asking
It's
you a
not that much to
simple
ask.
question.
60 seconds.
Junaid, come on, come to the point, please. Come to the point. Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds. Respond.
All right. The state government will act on each and every incident
God.
of this nature. It has acted in the past.
Will act.
Omar Abudllah has not said that the state government will not
Omar
act.
Abudllah has
The
dismissed
state
the whole
government has
case.
already acted on the 3 past occasions when the flag
Nalin
was sighted.
Kohli.
The flag was sighted. You have a personal animosity against our chief minister. That does not mean
Really,
you
that's what every
misportray facts,
politician who I
Arnab.
question
I'm
says.
not
Who the hell
here
you?
to listen
So
to
how on earth can you
conjectures.
say you have a personal animosity against? Not at all. The fact of the matter is, you think your chief minister because he's your chief
on
minister.
all 3 occasions,
Your chief minister
on all
cannot be
3
questioned.
occasions,
Your
on
chief
all
minister
3
is beyond being
occasions,
questioned.
let's debate on facts.
Your
Get
chief
your
minister
facts
cannot
right.
be questioned.
Get your facts right on all 3 occasions. On all 3 occasions, arrests were made. On all 3 occasions, the police did exactly what the police
so
had
the
to
fact-
do. The
And they
security
arrested a
apparatus,
tailor.
the
And they
intelligence
arrested a
agencies
tailor.
are all
I mean, that is
capable,
the irony
all
of the
capable
situation.
of being
They arrested a tailor.
incident.
Rashni
They've arrested
Khed.
a tailor.
Rashni Khed,
I mean,
go ahead.
he's boasting this by arresting a tailor. He's boasting this.
What
Imagine
arresting a tailor?
this is-
We identified the source of
oh,
this
come on,
flag.
Can you please keep
Have
quiet
the
for a
Mr.
moment?
Goswami.
Junaid, can you please allow me to speak?
Operating on the law
Junaid,
and
can you
order
please allow me
pattern.
to speak? The fact of the matter is that Omar Abdullah's father did exactly the same things when terrorism erupted in 80s in Jammu and Kashmir. They paid no heed to the signals that were very clearly visible on the ground, and hundreds and thousands of people got killed in Kashmir.
Absolutely not.
There was complete radicalization of Kashmir Valley happened. They are soft separatists. That is exactly what Arnab, I am sorry to say, but he is not weak. He is simply playing the game of soft separatism, and unfortunate as it may be, PDP, Congress, and even the local other parties, they are supporting Omar Abdullah in this because this is election year, and somehow, very sadly, he believes that this will fetch him votes, which is not truth.
Yeah,
These people are ignoring terror because they think it will not hit them. He should know that these people would be the first people who would be affected when ISIS comes to Kashmir.
Now, 1 second, please. I'd like to go to Nalin Kohli, but one just point
What
here.
an absolutely
You see, Junaid Mattu, Suresh Kalmadi used
stupid
to
thing
say
to say.
that you have a personal animosity against me. I have no personal animosity against Suresh Kalmadi. D. Raja used to say you have A. Raja used to say you have a personal animosity against me. I have no personal animosity against A. Raja. But all politicians must also stand up for being accountable to the people, and in this case to the people of India as well. Now, what you should have done is find out whether these ISIS flag bearers have any links to a terror group or not. Then you should have used this as an opportunity to send a very strong message, to send a very strong message, to send a very strong message to those trying to push.
Background checks were done. Background checks were done in each case. Background checks were done in each case.
Then why is he
People were
saying there is no
interrogated,
problem?
investigated,
Then
and
why is he
background
saying
checks
there
were
is
done
no
in each
problem?
and every case.
Why is
What
he saying
else
there
do you
is no
suggest that
problem?
should have been done?
Now, why
Arrests
is he
were
saying
made,
there is no
background checks were
problem?
made, and
This is
intelligence
treachery.
agencies
Arnab, this is
matter.
treachery. This is treachery. They are supporters of people who are
What
beheading
is
people,
treachery?
who are the most barbarous people in the world. They are worse than Al-Qaeda. And
Arnab,
he's saying
I
we
will
did
not
background
allow
checks.
this absolute misrepresentation of
Nalin
facts.
Kohli,
I envy this gentleman who can speak without being
Junaid.
interrupted, and I cannot speak without being
Junaid,
interrupted.
Junaid,
But you,
one minute.
you are
I'm telling
speaking
very
ad
clearly,
nauseum. You are
listen,
speaking
hear me
ad
out.
nauseum,
No,
Junaid
hear me
Mattu.
out. Hear me out.
see,
No, I will not. You are talking
Arrests were
nonsense. I
made.
will not.
Who is this
No, I will
gentleman
not.
to say?
No, I will not.
Now, one second. Junaid, just a minute. You see, problem is that if you want to be like an ostrich, if you want to have an ostrich-like attitude, bury your head in the sand and pretend there is nothing happening.
Yeah.
Want to just tell you this, since your Chief Minister has an ostrich-like attitude. Yes, I have questioned him. I've called him incompetent in the past. He's done enough things to prove that he's incompetent. You want to ask me? You want to ask me? I would say so today that Omar Abudllah takes a position that goes against national interest on a number of occasions. And let me tell you, Junaid, I am willing to debate that with you. And I am willing to debate that with you. That Omar Abudllah very often takes a position that goes against the national interest on multiple occasions. You want me to list out those positions for you tonight?
I will debate it with you.
You want me to list out those positions tonight? I will.
I will debate.
I will. You want me to list out the positions tonight?
I will also debate it with you.
I will
also debate it with you.
I am willing to debate it straight with Omar Abudllah.
Not on conjectures and your
There is no conjecture. Then I want to tell you, I want to ask you one thing. 1 second. I want to ask you one thing. Junaid Mattu, just calm down, pull yourself.
Will you allow me to answer?
1 second, take the question. First of all, I'd like to get Nalin Kohli into the debate. After Nalin Kohli's reply, I will expand on why I think that the dynast called Omar Abudllah takes a position which goes against national interest on a number of occasions.
What do you mean dynast? He's an elected chief minister.
Dynast.
What do you mean
Are you embarrassed?
dynast?
He's a dynast.
He's a democratically
political
elected
dynast.
chief minister of my state.
So what? He's also a political dynast. Does that embarrass you?
Who have put him
Does that
in the
embarrass
office.
you? It's an observation. Have I said anything factually incorrect?
He is a democratically elected chief
Whatever,
minister
but he's a
and
dynast.
representative of the people of Jammu and
Dynast.
Kashmir.
Power comes to him by lineage. So he's a dynast. Now let me
your
get
name calling to yourself, Mr.
now
Goswami.
let me get Nalin Kohli
You know,
into the
Arnab,
debate.
Junaid is fond of following dynasts. In the past, he used to follow Sajjad Loan, so this is not new for him.
Now, Nalin Kohli.
Arnab,
Nalin Kohli, let's not get
either
personal.
make this guy
Nalin Kohli, the question
speak
tonight
in
is this:
turn
that can you
behaving
be
like a
dismissive?
petulant idiot?
1 second. Now 1 second.
Junaid, if you speak to me like this may be your lingo in Srinagar. This doesn't work here. Talk like a gentleman.
This is not necessary.
I know you are not one. But please don't call me an idiot. I can call you an idiot 100 times over. This is not some downtown Srinagar.
Gentlemen, now let's
behave yourself.
I'm coming to the point now. I'm asking Nalin Kohli. I'm coming back to the debate.
Yes, that is how you are behaving. This is not downtown Srinagar. I'll shut you up.
What do you mean downtown?
You may be whatever you are in that, whichever area you come from.
Now, gentlemen, can you please pull yourself back for a minute?
Whichever area. I'm proud to be
I give a damn. You have no reason to call somebody an idiot. You are an idiot. You are a bloody fool.
I'd like to now my question goes back to Nalin Kohli, and I'm not going to entertain this. No, I'm not going to entertain this for a minute longer. My question to Nalin Kohli: what are the dangers?
Unlike you, I don't lick souls.
What are the dangers, Nalin Kohli? Now stop, please, both of you. What are the dangers, Nalin Kohli, of not going very deep into those who are getting radicalized in Jammu and Kashmir right now? Short term, medium term, and long term. What are the dangers of that?
Mr. Goswami, there are multiple issues here. The most glaring contradiction is, the NC spokesperson is giving details about what arrests have happened, how serious the government is, and the Chief Minister, when walking out of the Home Minister's office, the Union Home Ministry, outside that he's standing and telling the rest of the world that this is just not so important, giving an indication that this is an isolated. This is, absolutely glaring in terms of its contradictions. Why couldn't the Chief Minister stand there and as a Chief Minister stood out there and said in front of the Home Ministry, we have taken this action in the past. This is the action that we are going to take in the future. And there would have been no controversy. The problem is that they are tying themselves in knots because the actual issue is Mr. Abdullah's own if you will excuse me from
let him complete. Let him
non-performance.
Let Mr.
People
Kohli
are not enthused to start acting like separatists if they have reason to be able to show that they are part of the mainstream, their aspirations are being met. But a government that couldn't even rise up to the occasion during the floods and cannot even be there to thank the army for after the floods for all the good work done, you can't expect that government to be talking about national importance at this time. Let's go one by one. There is never an isolated example of terrorism. Each and every. Let me finish, please, sir. Let me finish, please,
Let him finish, Junaid.
Let me finish,
let him
please,
finish.
sir.
Junaid, keep quiet
Let me please finish,
Junaid,
sir.
keep quiet
You can
now.
keep your
Keep
name
quiet
calling
now.
idiots and all
It's
that
not
stuff later after I finish.